Hi, this is Charles Hoskinson broadcasting live from warm, sunny Colorado. Always warm, always sunny, sometimes Colorado. Making a quick video today to talk a little bit about something that is of vital importance for any cryptocurrency founder. So, there is this problem. I am a famous person who is well known. And when I join anything, a Discord or I join a mailing list or whatever, instantly a lot of people run and they say, "Oh my Lord, is this Charles Hoskinson or is it not Charles Hoskinson?" All right, so how do I verify I am who I say I am in a way that you guys can verify me? Now, anyone who has a cryptographic background, a mathematical background, who uses cryptography in industry, this is an expectation they should have. If anyone ever asserts to be me, if you want proof of Charles, what you should do is you should ask for a PGP signature. My known key, my PGP key, charles.hoskinson@gmail.com, I have used since 2013. It is my root of trust, my identity. Satoshi has a key, I have a key. Any person who does cryptography has a PGP credential. And what I'm going to show you is how a quick tutorial on how this works and how you guys can verify certain things. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and share my screen. All right. Wow. All right. Let me go ahead and grab my little thingamabob. All right, brilliant. Now I'm just pull that over there. There we go. All right. So we're going to hide that. All right. So basically, what we're going to learn a little bit about today is signatures. And signatures, these are the primary method of non-reputable identity. Okay? Non-reputable identity. So I claim that I'm Charles Hoskinson, and I should be the only person in the world who can claim that. So how modern cryptography works is you have this concept of public key crypto. And public key crypto, you have two keys. You have a public key, which everybody in the entire world knows or can get access to. And you have a private key that only the person who's associated with the private key knows. Okay? Now, when you spend Bitcoin or you spend ADA or whatever, you're actually signing a transaction with this private key. So let's talk a little bit about how signatures work. So what you do with, in this case I'm using PGP, is that you'll have a message M. And that message can be anything. That can be, I am Charles. Something like this. Okay? That's your message. String, I am Charles. What you'll typically do is you'll take the message and you'll hash the message, and that produces some form of hash representation. We'll call it H of that message. So you'll have some sort of algorithm like SHA-256, for example. That's the algorithm that Bitcoin uses, and a lot of things on the internet. You'll have your message, you create a hash. Then what you're going to do is you're going to encrypt the hash with the private key. And that's going to create a cipher text. And I'm going to show you guys an actual example of this. Then what you do is you'll transmit the message that you've signed with the signed hash. That signed hash, the ciphertext. Okay, so let's take a look at a payload together in a real life example. And okay, so we'll stop sharing that part and we'll go ahead and open up Cleopatra. And we'll go ahead and share our screen. Window. Wow. Okay, this is Cleopatra. It's a common application that's used for encrypting and decrypting messages. All right, so this right here is a message I just posted on the Midnight Forum because people were very understandably skeptical of my identity. So, is this real Charles? What is this? And I said, this is the real Charles Hoskinson in the Midnight Discord on November 11th, 2025. All right, that is the hash. So that is what went into the hash message. And the hash standard was SHA-256. And then we did the encryption part. So this is the encrypted payload right here. Okay. So then this part in blue, if you know the public key, what you can do is you can click decrypt and verify. And it says, wait a minute, this is a valid signature from Charles Hoskinson, because what it does is it decrypts that message to a hash. It takes the hash that I've generated and compares it to the message. And if those two things are the same, the only person in the world could have done this is the person who had the private key. So if any time someone comes in and asserts to be me, you have to say, hang on, can you sign a message real quick? And actually it works really well if they sign the message that you ask. You can say, hey, here's some random string of characters or some sentence. Go ahead and sign this for me. Because they couldn't have pre-signed it ahead of time. You're the only person who knew that. I'm the only person who has this key. So my key is right here, the Charles.Hoskinson key. And I've been using it since 2012. And if you go to my Twitter, it's actually the PGP fingerprint is right there. And if you Google Charles Hoskinson PGP key, you can find it. You can download Cleopatra, and you can actually upload the public key of my key. And I'll show you a little something here. All right, let's go ahead and certificates. And I'll show you an example of where I have only the public key, but never the private key. All right, so I have the Charles.Hoskinson@gmail key, and that was created October 28th, 2013. And then I have the IOHK key, and that right there was created 2016. But I also have this key right here, the Satoshi key. Look at that, Satoshi Nakamoto. More details. Do I have both parts of it? No. I actually only have the public part of Satoshi's key. So if somebody asserts to be Satoshi Nakamoto and they have the private part of the key, the Satoshi@GMX key, then what I can do is I can actually enter whatever message they want into my notepad right here, put it there, and I click decrypt and verify, and it's going to tell me if the person who has the Satoshi key is the real Satoshi Nakamoto or not. The only person in the world who has that key or should have that key is him, and that was created October 30th, 2008, that key, and it was associated with the Bitcoin white paper. That's why we know it was him. All right. So this key right here is my primary key, and I use it for all of my official correspondences in a non-reputable sense. And this is my work key. If people want to send me encrypted emails, they use that. And anybody can create a PGP key. It's free. Cleopatra is a great application to do that. It has all the machinery for it. Lets you create keys. It lets you sign with keys, certify keys, all kinds of stuff. And typically these are connected to key servers like MIT's key server or so forth. But the notepad is really convenient. It allows you to write any message you want, and then you can decide your recipients, and you can even encrypt them, and you can even encrypt them with a password, do all that stuff. But then you enter a message in, you click sign, signs the message, you can share the message, and then you can decrypt the message or verify the message just by clicking a button. But this is the standard of proof. You know, everything about the cryptocurrency space has been, always will be, don't trust me, trust the math. If anyone ever asserts to be Vitalik Buterin or Min Gunsir or Gavin Wood or me or any cryptocurrency founder, the bare minimum you should ask for is a signature. We should be able to do it. It's super easy. This is why when Craig Wright asserted to be Satoshi Nakamoto, I was like, okay, great. Sign a message for me. And either sign it with one of the Genesis keys in the Bitcoin block, because you mine those things, you should have the corresponding private keys, or sign it with the Satoshi@GMX key. Then we can have a real conversation. It took me literally, and let me go ahead and open this up for you guys. 30 seconds to go ahead and sign this message. So I'm sharing my Discord here, and I scroll up. I think I got it here in the chat general. Here we go. It took me literally 30 seconds to generate this message right here. That is a standard we should hold everybody accountable to. Only 30 seconds. There we go. This is the real Charles Hoskinson. That's the encrypted payload. The standard was SHA-256. The encryption algorithm is PGP. If you know my public key, which is easy to find, you can copy paste that message right into Cleopatra, and you can verify that it is indeed me. It's that simple. If Craig Wright can't do that for Bitcoin, he has no business asserting that he is Satoshi Nakamoto, because it's easy to do this. And if you have the credentials, you can do it. And that's the standard of proof for identity. Lace continues to evolve as a product, and we will have an identity center in Lace, and we're going to take some of these old tools that were written in the 90s and 2000s and put this into Lace. And if we have it in Lace, it should be easy to do this with DIDs, because DIDs have cryptography associated with them. So just food for thought. But I figured I'd make a video real quickly to showcase the burden of proof and how we do these things. Always stay skeptical. By the way, in a world of generative AI, when you see a video of me speaking, when you see a video of me talking, when you see an artifact, something that looks like me, at some point we have to have verified content, verified people. We have to. So moving forward, every stream needs to be signed. Moving forward, every message, every video needs to be signed content and have an NFT associated with that. Basically, the NFT represents the hash, and you sign that. It's the only way we're going to know. Generative AI is going to get so good, it's going to be very difficult for people to tell the difference between real people and fake people. So you now need to live in a world of signatures, because AI can't forge a signature, no matter how hard it tries. So that's what's going to help you determine what's real and what's not real. This is becoming increasingly important. Okay? Anyway, just wanted to share something really quickly with you guys. Cheers.